Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we are here today to cover PPI as well as the broader markets because everything is selling off this morning. So welcome in. We're going to be looking at the forecast for today, covering PPI. Is it going to be a thundery day in the markets today? Are we going to see the sell-off continue and deepen after PPI? Is it going to be a sideways moving day, calm day in the markets, not much going on? Or are we going to have another day of pumping up and all-time highs on the crypto markets? Are we going to make some money? Or is it going to be a pump and dump? Are they going to take the money away from us as soon as we make it? Let's see. Let's get straight into today's show. We are looking at the S&P 500 currently down 0.3%. We've also got Nasdaq down over 0.5% this morning. So going into today's trades down on the markets, this reflects in the crypto markets as well. We are down on every single currency on my watch list apart from Monero, which has actually been performing very well this cycle, the privacy token. But we've got Bitcoin down 1.1%, leading the altcoins down. Bitcoin's down 1.1%, and then you've got altcoins down ranging from 2 to 8% on my watch list. Something like XRP is down more, down nearly 3% today, under $2.50. Remember, this is the warning we were putting out there. We were hoping to break through $2.62. We tried to twice. We did create a double top, and we said $2.50 is a level. And now we're breaking below $2.50. So quickly, this is how quickly things can change in the markets, and that's why you don't want to have a short-term view on these things. You want to keep an eye on the charts on the short term and get ready for some trades. However, um, if you try and trade the markets daily, especially when XRP has so much potential and you end up losing out on it, I wouldn't want to sell at $2.62, even though we did have a good possibility after not breaking out to take some profits or even take a short. I wouldn't even want to do it on XRP because I know the upside potential. What we're looking for XRP now is to regain that $2.50 level, and as I've always said, $2.30 can always come in for a test, but it all relies on PPI. So what I'm going to do is create a. Should we do that now? Yeah, let me do that now. We're going to put PPI data on the screen. Get ready for that because that's going to be the big story for today. Okay, we're going to put that on the screen. So when do we have PPI? We've got PPI in approximately. Let me put that there. Oh. Nope, I'm doing something that I don't want to do there. I apologize, I'm just putting this on the screen right now. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, PPI, we've got that coming out in about 55 minutes. So it's going to start getting volatile on the stock market. So that's what we're getting ready for. So let me put a timer for 50. Well, we're going to move over to Martyn's show. He's going to show it to us. So we're going to do 50 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Let's put that there as well. So everyone knows what's going on when PPI is coming down. We're not going to have a background. We don't need a background. There we go. Okay. So we've got PPI. That's going to be determining where XRP is going and the broader markets, especially if it's a surprise in either direction. If it's what we're expecting, which we can have a look at here. The consensus is 3.1%. This is PPI on a year-to-year energy on. This is on a year-on-year. Yes, this is the year-on-year analysis. Consensus is 3.1%. Previous was 3.3%. If we get a lower figure, that's what we're looking for. And if we get a lower figure by quite a margin, let's say 2.7%, 2.8%, 2.9%, that will be very good for the markets. If we get 3.1%, we probably won't see much movement unless the underlying data is significant. If we get like 3.3%, that's when the market downturn can accelerate. So that's what we're looking for. That's the big news story of this morning. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. But let's get into the main stories of today. As I said, the main one today is PPI data is coming out today. So today's economic forecast in the US producer price index release, a critical inflation gauge that reflects wholesale prices. Remember, this is what the Fed prefers to look at. Markets are closely watching after recent softer CPI data sparked optimism. Let's see if that optimism continues. A lower than expected PPI could fuel hopes that of Fed rate cuts. A hotter print may reignite inflation concerns. That's the last thing we want. That's the last thing the US government wants is inflation. That's a sign of failure. Um, Number two, oil prices are coming down. Crude oil is down 4% now at $60.70, following comments from Trump, who claimed the US and Iran are nearing a nuclear deal. This could ease geopolitical risk and potentially increase global oil supply. On that news, oil is down. If we keep an eye on it, um, let's have a look at oil very quickly on the charts. We've got oil here down, yeah, 3.5% this morning. We do have much lower we can go, possibly towards the $55 range, and we'll see how it continues to react over the coming days. But there is really no trade on oil. Just before we get any further, anything I say in this video is not financial advice. Do not buy or sell anything based on anything I say. This is just my thoughts and opinions only, and we're just dubiously speculating about the market, and we are not telling you exactly what's going on. No one can know. Do your trades based on your own information. Don't do it based on anything I say. Trump's trade and tech comments. Trump says India may drop tariffs on US goods and amid trade talks. And within that same conversation, he was urging Apple CEO Tim Cook to stop moving production to India. This could escalate tech supply chain concerns and geopolitical tension. In his speech, he was very much telling a bit disappointed with Apple, saying that Apple invested in China. He didn't really want that. Now Apple's investing in India. He doesn't really want that. He wants Apple to continue investing in the US and bring the supply chain into and the production into the US. So we'll see how that continues. He did also say that India are reducing tariffs to levels never seen before. So good news in terms of the tariff deals, but again, he didn't seem very happy with Tim Cook. Let's see if Apple's reacting to that news from, I think it was this morning or last night. He was mentioning that in his speech. Yeah, not down too much, only down 1%, sort of in line with the market, so I wouldn't be worried too much about that. We've got 160 people here with not enough likes. Come on, guys, let's hit the like button. Let's get ready for PPI happening very, very shortly. Trump trade and tech comments. Trump says India. Oh no, we've already done that. Russia, Ukraine diplomacy stalls. The top European diplomats accuse Putin of derailing peace talks. The US remains cautious ahead of possible diplomatic summit in Turkey. It looks like Putin won't be attending that. Alibaba misses earnings. Alibaba revenue came in below expectations, pointing to weakened Chinese consumer and heavy AI competition. Reinforces global concerns about China's slowing recovery. So this is interesting. We did have a look at Baba the other day. There was no trade, but there was certainly a trade back in April of 2024. It is down 6% pre-market.
Matthias donated 50 Norwegian kroner through a super chat. Appreciate you a lot, Sensei. You have helped me so much. You are indeed the GOAT. Goat emoji. Can we take a chart look at CRISPR Therapeutics, CRSP?
Wow. Of course we can. Matthias, thank you very, very much on that super chat. And not only the super chat, it's just the kind words are very nice. I'm glad I could help. Yes, we will have a look at that ticker symbol. We have something to do for MSK as well, don't we? Does anyone remember what MSK's request was yesterday? We were closing the stream and he gave a request. You never want to upset MSK. What was MSK's request from just before the closing bell? We had a show and we were finishing up. He gave a request. Should have written it down, but we didn't have time. If anyone remembers what MSK's request was, some sort of microchip thing, I think. So Baba, yeah, it's down 6%. Again, we looked at it the other day. There was no trade on it. The trades were much lower down, around $60 and $74. It's down 6%. Nothing too concerning. but it is signalling China's weaker growth at the moment. Um, and we do need to remember that bubble obviously exports a lot, and the tariff pressures would be quite significant on a wholesaler like Alibaba. Is inflation expected to come in hot? No, it's expected to come in sort of what's expected to come in is already priced in, which is 3.1%, which is pretty not brilliant, but it's what's expected. What would be nice is for it to come in at I don't know, under 3. If I just read you this, the core producer price inflation in the United States, which excludes food and energy cost, eased to 3.3% year on year in March 2025 from an from an upwardly revised 3.5% in February and below market forecasts of 3.6. This was the lowest reading since last September. On a monthly basis, core prices fell by 0.1%, contrasting sharply with market expectations of the 0.3% jump to reflect the first decline in 8 months. So, if you look at the chart, let's go on like a one. Oh, can we have a line chart there? You can very much see that we there is this sort of upwards trend on the last year, but over the 3 years, if you just look at the chart, you're expecting a lower high, and you're hoping that January's reading of 3.8% was the high, and we're not going to get anywhere close to that, and we're going to continue moving down. So what we want to see is a continuous move down on this PPI figures year on year, because that's what the Fed prefers to look at to give a better gauge of inflation without all the noise of the background. So yeah, anything under 3% would be big news today. Consensus is 3.1%. Remember, trying to get back down to those levels around 2%. Anywhere between 1 and 2 and 3% is fine. We got as low as 1.8% in 2023. Obviously, because we're much lower than we were in 2022. But now, what we want to do is bring the trend back down, and that would be very, very bullish. That would help give a reason for rate cuts as well. Mike has got it. RGC was MSKs. Thank you very much, Mike. Thanks for doing that. Let's finish the report, and then we'll do MSK's request from last night, and we will also do Matthias's CRSP. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please do hit that like button on your way in. Big day today for PPI. Snapshot: crude oil down 4%, S&P futures down 0.5%, 10-year Treasury yield down 3.2 basis points. Nikkei 225 is down 1%, and Europe is flat. Footlocker, big day for Footlocker. Over there it says 69%, but if you actually look on the market, it's higher than that last time I looked. FL, isn't it? FL, there we go. Up 83% pre-market. I think a bid has come in for $24. So obviously the stock price would like to move towards those $24. I wouldn't be buying it now, because imagine if the deal falls through. But best case scenario, you got $24. So there we go. Footlocker is up 84% this morning. So congratulations anyone in Footlocker, one of the biggest gainers on the stock market this morning. It's worth giving you that news. Cisco is up 3.4%. Core Weave is down 8.8%. United Health down 6.3%. We've got UBI Soft down 23%. Flat sales forecast. Delays in major titles. Ferragamo luxury brand is down 6.9%. European defence stocks up. Germany commits 5% of its GDP on defence. Yes, we already know that. Options sentiment: bulls are back. Call to put ratios are near 3-month highs as traders bet on the S&P 500 reaching 6,150 by September. So that's basically all-time, if not all-time highs, very close to all-time highs. Let's have a look. Call options are back in the markets. Bulls are back in the market. Yeah, very close to all-time highs. All-time highs was 6,150. So yeah, the market is betting that the S&P will be at all-time highs by September. Yeah, very soon. Interesting. Money flowing into equity ETFs over fixed income suggests risk on sentiment is back after trade truce and soft inflation data. Quote of the day: We will. This is from Bank of America. We still like gold in the long run, but we have seen 3,500 ounce target, and we believe for now the peak might be in. Again, that goes along exactly what we've been saying on the channel. We predicted it before Bank of America. We actually predicted it on the day it happened because of that candle we saw on Monday, the 21st of April. Shooting star candle came in with a double confirmation. Remember, what I've always said, however, is you don't really want to bet against gold because it's in a massive bull trend. You don't really want to bet against gold on the short term right now because it's going parabolic, and you don't really want to bet against on the long term because consistently gold has outperformed or at least been a great investment. So there is still an argument for gold to go higher, but as we've said, that shooting star candle, the double top, also gives a very strong argument that gold has topped out for the time being anyway, until more uncertainty comes into the markets. Okay, let's get on with a few of your requests. So I want to do, because I don't think MSK is in the chat right now, we will do Matthias's one first, which was CRSP. Is that called Chris? I think we've looked at this before, haven't we? Let's have a look. CRSP. Yes, we can have a look at CRSP. Oh, MSK, I love it. Don't worry, mate. We won't forget you, even if you're not in the chat. We were gonna do it. I did sort of forget which one it was, so I have to ask the chat for help. But Mike was on top of it. Okay, so CRSP not looking brilliant, unfortunately. Yes, I would be very, very careful with CISP at this point. Why? Because we've got a very strong downwards trend. I think MSK's one is a pharmaceutical company as well. We'll have a look. Or was it? Yeah. This seems to be a gene based medicine. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll be careful. I'll be very careful. Why? Because we are breaking a level of support that we've previously seen act as support. $37 is a level that we've previously bounced from a few times. I know there's been a bit of price action below, so you can't definitively say that we're going lower. However, the fact that we broke out and then we tested as resistance, and now this 3-day candle is looking pretty bearish, I would be very careful on CRSP. I wouldn't necessarily be selling or shorting. I would just be prepared to for a $24 CRSP. That would be the next buy zone. Again, I wouldn't be too bullish on it right now, considering the downtrend that we've seen, and there's no sign that we're going to finish that downtrend until we do get back above $38. Because if we do get back above $38, there is very nice upside. That's why I wouldn't be selling my position, because I can look up and say, well, if we break $37, the argument changes within a day, and then it starts looking a little bit more bullish. That's the bullish argument. $37, not much between $37 and let's say $50 and $75. However, on the bearish argument is you've broke below support, you've retested it as resistance, now you're heading back down. $24 is very, very possible. So I'd like to have some money on the side to buy this at $24. Supporting the bear case as well would be this obviously downwards trend from 2021, sideways trend trying to accumulate, failing your breakout above $73, and then continuing this downtrend. And now what you've got going on is lower highs, lower lows. So the bear case is a bit stronger. But the bull case, if it comes to fruition, you're not too far away from getting back above $38, for example, and then you've got much higher targets of $74. So I guess it's one of those stocks where it's more bearish than it's not. However, it doesn't take much for it to be to switch from. It doesn't take much for the bulls to take control of the stock again. I would be cautious that there's lower targets. I wouldn't be all in. I wouldn't be opening a position right now. If I'm already in a position, I wouldn't really be selling my position either. I would be looking to accumulate $24. And keeping an eye on $37 to continue the upside trend. It's one of those stocks where it's you don't have a definitive answer. All you can do is go off the data, and the data is suggesting you're breaking $37. Be prepared for $23. If you stay above $38, be prepared for let's say $70. So it's one of those stocks. But on the long term, I mean, if you get back above $38, you've got a good chance of heading to $72 and breaking out this big accumulation zone. And even if you come down to $24, you've got data to back up that you can have a strong bounce there and continue and start an uptrend. So not the worst looking stock. I've seen much worse looking stocks. I mean, you've got support to your left. But I'd be concerned that you're breaking $35 or $37 and you're sat at $35 today. So a bit more downside potential definitely left within the stock. So thank you for that. And sorry I couldn't give you a more definitive answer, but hopefully that helps. What was the MSK's one? I have to look at Mike again. RGC. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We are waiting for PPI data. That's going to rock the markets one way or another, in my opinion. Oh God, there's not much technical analysis you can do on this, is there? Um, um, what's going on here? Yeah, this is another bioscience company. Engages in the research, development, and commercialization of traditional Chinese medicine. It seeks treatment of okay. Well, something's definitely happened in the last few weeks, news-wise. Market cap must be quite low now. It's 4 billion. Look, yeah, sorry, MSK. There's not much I can do with this chart. This is just price discovery, probably news driven. I think you're just trying to make this hard for me on purpose. I mean, you look at that chart. You don't really want to get involved with it. You definitely seem to have missed the pump. Um, I'll potentially look at $70 as support if you really want to get back into it. It might wick down to $68, $70 around that range. If it's already topped out, you can probably see a retrace to the 50%. So let's say we take it from there to there. Certainly not much of a trade to be taken. You might see a deep retrace. I mean, if you really want to get into the stock, here are some zones you might see retraces to: $120, $210, 50% retrace would be sensible as well. $275. Those are potential areas you might retrace to if you want to really ladder in, and the news is really good. Whatever's caused the stock to go up, you might consider dipping in 275, more at 210 to 116 and 68. That's a retrace level from the low to the high. That's what it would typically retrace to before moving further up. These levels is typically where it will retrace to before continuing its uptrend if it wants to. But apart from that, we don't really have much more upside. I mean, again, you might target all-time highs on these trades. You might let's have a look at the daily time frame. Yeah, I'd be careful about this one. Technical analysis won't get you too far with this specific stock. It will help you get laddered in and potentially over time, once we get more data, we can have another look at it. But for now, be careful. No need to FOMO. If you want to get in, 275 start laddering in, then 213 start laddering in, 220 start laddering in, and $68 start laddering in. But again, when you look at the chart, you're probably missed out until you can get some of those entries back. But thank you for supporting the channel, MSK. I appreciate your request, and it's nice to have something like this on our radar, which is. I mean, how much has this stock gone up since the rally started on the 30th of April? Up 1,800%. Yeah, I wouldn't do much about it right now. Do you think crypto will go down today? I don't like predicting on a day-to-day basis. Some days I get a bit excited. For example, when it's the structures look good and you've got power hour. Like the other day, we were on a brink of a breakout on ETH, Bitcoin, XRP, all so ready to break out. But again, the breakout didn't occur. Um, Today, it's all about PPI. Let's see what happens with PPI. We'll get that data in 30 minutes. Do you think crypto will go down today? Hoping PPI news is good, so we can continue to see SBC go up. Yes, that would be nice. That would definitely help SBC continue. Huge earnings call for SBC tonight. Yes, we will be covering that live on the show. So congratulations. Well, that was great timing how I got here. Thanks. Mike totally forgot. Don't worry, MSK. I wouldn't forget. I only forgot. I had to ask the chat because I only forgot what your ticker symbol was. Dick's bought Footlocker for 2.4 billion. Yes, at around $25, $24 a share. What was it? FL. Yeah, I think the bid was $24 a share. Sensei, are you guys doing a live stream on SBC earnings call today? We must be. I'm sure we are. I'm sure Martyn is. Thank you for your help yesterday, Sensei. I have my ticket number. The funny thing was getting 7 friend requests from fake Martyn channels. Yes, never accept friend requests. Do not accept friend requests from anyone. Obviously, you've got your ticket number. What is your ticket number? Let me know what your ticket number is. Put your ticket number and the unique code that we've sent you in the chat, and I'll upgrade you. Oh, actually, Bitamo. You have to do it on Martyn's show because I don't know if you've been a member for 3 months. SVC is booked in, but not sure because Martyn needs to relax. I know it will go ahead. Don't worry. MSK wanted RGC. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for doing that. I'll look out for MSK. Is SBC earnings today? Yes, it is. Very important earnings call. Probably their most important one to date. That is right. It probably is the most important one today. We're looking a year away from profitability, so it's an important one. I'm in the green on SBC. We Three Kings. Congratulations to you. Not many people can say that. It was up 10,000%. It's insane. I've got 4,500 shares of SBC. Congratulations, Kent. I hope it does too. I'm investing in Archer. It's green for me at the moment. We Three Kings. Be careful with Archer. Yes, it can continue going up, but our fundamental and technical analysis is saying might be time to just keep an eye on it. I'm not telling you whether to buy or sell. It's just coming into resistance, and the fundamental news is not so great. Yes, Jimmy Fallon show tonight. That was our exclusive news from yesterday. So we'll see how that plays out. Retail can certainly keep pumping it, but I'll keep an eye on it. There is plenty of other investments in the eVTOL space that look a bit better. Good morning, Sensei and Lucas family. What is your opinion on the latest gold and silver price action? So as expected, I'd actually expect some of that gold market cap to start moving into silver. I think silver should start being a bit more stronger than gold. But it's as expected. The double top, the shooting star candle, it's as expected. It's annoying to see. I like my gold. I like my silver. But the uncertainties out the market. Tariffs are seeming to be all sorted out, so it's expected move. And obviously gold's gone on an incredible run, so there we go. I was just curious about why it exploded, to be honest, Sensei. I'm not trading it. Well, I didn't actually look into the news. Thanks, MSK, for the request anyway. XRP needs to bounce back. Doesn't need to do anything, but yeah, it'd be nice to see it bounce back. MSK, DCI, HL stock yesterday. Hi guys, what we think of the day today? Do you think it'll be good or bad for crypto? It depends which way it goes. Just like the thumbnail said, that number would be bad. This number would be good. What we're looking for is obviously a lower number than expected. Somewhere in the twos would be great. 2.9 would be really good. Price discovery, most likely. That's why XRP needs to break 330. Lol. Good morning. Any update on Martyn? Martyn is well. He's back. Nothing serious. Thankfully, just needs to take it a little bit more slow. I think is what his doctors prescribed him. Thank you, Sensei. That was great. Thank you, Matthias. Good morning, Sensei and Lucas family. Where were we? Good morning. Any updates on Martyn? Is it possible to look at the stock ticker JEPQ? RB, have you changed your profile picture? What will most likely outcome of inflation be today? Who knows? If we knew that, we would be millionaires. Um, the most likely outcome would be what is forecasted by the professionals, 3.1%. Sending prayers for Martyn to get well soon. Thank you, we Three Kings. Did you manage to catch it, James? Great show again. Keep up the good work. Do you think Coinbase is a good buy? No, I wouldn't be buying Coinbase now. Yes, it's joining the S&P 500. Probably go higher, but I mean, we bought Coinbase at $30, $50. That's when you can call it a good buy. Today, it will go up in the future. It will probably keep performing well, but look, I mean, when we've been buying it at $30, $50, $60, it's very hard for me to come out today and say Coinbase is a good buy. Just like I can't really say XRP is a great buy. I know XRP is a better buy than Coinbase in my opinion. However, I can't come out today and say XRP is a great buy because I was buying it at 30 cents, 50 cents. We were doing that for 4 years. That's when it was a great buy. Today is a good buy. It's going to go up in the future, in my opinion, but it's not. It's not. I guess you did say goodbye, so I'm not sure. Thank you, Big Toma. Can you do that in Martyn's stream straight after this in about 23 minutes' time because he will be able to check your member status. I don't have authority or I don't know how I'd check how long you've been a member. Silver should be good in certain market. Yes, MSK I already bought some, but a while ago, so did not make any gains from the pump yesterday. My average was already put, above the top pump price. I only have a little bit. Oh, but yeah, I can't even see. Maybe my screen it doesn't show it, but I can't even see if we can. Let me see. Oh wait, it's so small you can't even see anything. Yeah, it just looks like a shadow to be honest, RB, to me. Um, okay, afternoon sensei from Leicester. Oh, both from the UK. When do you think the crypto market will pump again? Also, have you bought the dip? I did buy some Filecoin this morning. If that counts. What else did I buy? A bit of Flare. But not really. I'm happy with my positions. I'll show you what I bought. File. What's Filecoin's ticker? FIL USD. Um, Here we go. This is what I bought on the dip. If you want to call it a dip, it's not really that big of a dip. Been buying some Filecoin just because it's got very nice reverse head and shoulders pattern. It's at very close to all-time lows or this big level of support that we've always bounced from, and targets can very easily be around the $8 mark. So Filecoin is one of the better looking coins out there today, coming in for maybe a retest of that inverse head and shoulders. So that looks quite fun to be a part of. Okay, let's see. Any news? UK growing at a good pace again. Analysts are not saying that they are saying that's not going to continue, but good first quarter growth, 0.7%. Where do we have any news? Oil prices fall on Trump's Iran deal comments. Yes, we've already covered that. Trump lashes at Apple over plans to ship US iPhones from India. We've also covered that. Starmer says UK in talks with return hubs to take failed asylum seekers. That was happening just about half an hour ago. Walmart warns US China tariff deal would not avert price rises. Interesting. There we go. That's the top stories from Financial Times. We've got the crypto market liquidations are coming into place. You can see it's all on the long side of things is being liquidated. Over the last 24 hours, 300 million worth of longs have been liquidated. 350 million worth of leverage is being liquidated. Looks like the crypto markets are heading up in the last hour. Is that right? I imagine it's right. Otherwise, we wouldn't see shorts getting liquidated in the last hour. Yep, here we go. Here we go. We're getting ready for PPI and it's starting to get exciting. There goes Bitcoin going up. This could be all-time high day for Bitcoin. I mean, any day now it could be. I mean, Bitcoin hasn't really broken down, but it hasn't broken up as well. We're still holding 101,000 as support. Breakout point is very close to 106,000. We've seen 10% days on Bitcoin. We've seen 5% days. We can easily see a 4% day on Bitcoin today. PPI is massive. Yeah, I don't want to get too excited again, but PPI, if it comes in much better than expected, we can really see starting to get excited. Only 20 minutes to PPI. We can start. Um, we can start really getting some upside movement. Breakout from all-time highs. XRP starting to pop off. Ethereum breaking out. That can all happen today with this PPI data. Let's see what happens. How do you deal with capital gains tax in the UK, Sensei? So you have to obviously do a self-assessment. You can have, what is it now, 3,000 Well, 3,500 capital gains tax-free, capital gains tax allowance. Just going down every year, isn't it? Oh, it's 3,000. Exactly 3,000. So you can do 3,000 yourself, 3,000 your wife, or husband. You can do self-assessments to declare the rest, or just not sell. I mean, I not sell until you want to pay the tax. So just like any other self-assessment, Daniel. I've been reading into Zebek network has back and connections with Circle and Ripple. Are you familiar at all? I have this feeling that there's a sleeping giant like XRP back when I was at two. Yeah, I've heard a few things about Zebek network. Again, it would be part of like a broader. We've covered it a few times as well. I mean, we covered the breakout from this. So yeah, I mean, there is a few more tokens I want to get into a basket of goods. There's new tokens from this cycle, which again, you just never know how well they're going to perform. But this is one of them. Um, I would want to start accumulating a new basket. This would be one of them. Sui again would be one. Another one of them that I would want to just start getting back into. Again, I should have probably done it at $2. Now we're back up. That would be one. What else would I want to start getting into new tokens? One was Casper. Again, that was better buying opportunities. I mean, we covered it at 5 cents. What's that new one that's partnered with Chainlink and Coinbase, I think it was. Uh, Obi something. I know there's a few fans of it here as well. They just did their first on Ondo Finance. I want to start getting into that as well. I think they just completed their first thing with JP Morgan, was it? First on-chain movement of something on with JP Morgan. So Ondo Finance again, I'd want to start getting involved with some of them. In fact, should we just start buying them now? Just getting a new basket of goods. I mean, I've got a lot of tokens from previous cycles, which I know are going to perform well, but I'd like to get some tokens that are trending more this cycle as well. And you can see Ondo was only back in 2024 that it was out. What else? Give me some tokens in the chat. What are some new tokens that everyone's getting into? Let me see if I can just buy some now. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if it's on Revolut first of all. Should I give you guys a link to Revolut? I do like Revolut here and there. I mean, I know there's lots of issues. Some people report issues with Revolut. I've never had an issue with Revolut really, and you can get a very low trading fees, and they've even got their own trading app with 0% fees for crypto. Let me see if there is any referral codes I can give you. Let's see, and then I'll see if I can buy any of these new tokens. CRO, James likes CRO. FET. Yeah, give me some suggestions. Here we go. There's Revolut if anyone wants it. I think UK European one. I don't think it's in the US. So yeah, I think you'll get some money if you sign up with that link. So what were we looking at? I wanted to buy some Ondo. On Ondo Finance. Nope, it's not on Revolut, is it? Let me see Ondo. Oh, it is Ondo. Let's buy some Ondo. Just a small amount. We'll do get some Ondo just as a market share. I want to get some. What was the other one? Someone just. I don't know if Zback will be on Revolut. It sounds like it's too small market cap. ZEB. ZEB. What was it? Who suggested that? It was Steve, wasn't it? Let's have a look at your comments. Give me your suggestions, altcoin suggestions. Do I need to super chat for charting Jerry? Yes, because it's a busy show. There'll be some more shows that we can just do it for all members, but right now, yes. Jerry, Yes, ZBCN. ZBCN. No, not on Revolut yet. CRO. James is saying CRO is actually a good shout because I think it can easily go to $1 this cycle very, very easily, especially with all the marketing they're doing, especially with the ETFs coming out, especially how they're going to be part of the ETF, how they've partnered up with Donald Trump media, all that sort of stuff. So there we go. We'll put some more into CRO. £10 more into CRO. That's how much I'm putting in. No more crypto in my bags. Big bags at XRP, Cardano, and Sui. Sui, that's the other one. I haven't researched it much, but I know big players are talking about that. So let's put a market share for that as well. Down 5% today. There we go. FET, AVAX, Coty, Quant. I did like Coty last cycle. Quant, I think we've got some Quant. Quant is good. QNT. I'm not too bothered about FET and AVAX. I think they're very much last cycle tokens, aren't they? I don't know. I mean, a basket of goods, all coin season, all of these will go crazy. I think so. No bad suggestions. Yeah, I don't think. Um, AX. I don't know what AX is. Coinbase got hacked, by the way. Oh, your Coinbase got hacked. I apologize for that. Make sure you have all your two-factor authentication and everything like that on. Or do what I do, put it onto a cold wallet. Good morning, Lucas. Says, how's everyone feeling? XCN. XCN's been a big one, hasn't it? XCN, what's that? XCN. Everyone's been talking about XCN. Oh, Onyx Coin. Yes, yes. XCN's a big one. Yes, XCN. Do we have XCN on Revolut? XCN. That's another one. That launched at sort of the peak of the bull market last cycle, so I didn't really get a bull cycle. XCN. Let's see. Yes, that's on Revolut. 40. Let's buy some market shares of that. £40 has gone into that. XLM, yeah, XLM's good. I mean, XLM will go up when XRP goes up. I do like XLM. I think that has very nice potential. AXL, haven't heard of that, Steve. AXL, Axler, connects with R3 Cordo and XDC. XDC, I've heard of that. XDC. Yeah, okay, everyone's got their suggestions. We never know what's going to really pump, but having a nice basket of goods, especially ones that have been from this cycle, is good. Quant, yes, Andy, Quant's good. Okay, so let me give you that link again. Revolut's actually pretty good at the moment for um, if you have Revolut. I mean, it's good for traveling. You get sort of digital cards, you get online cards, you get crypto trading, stock trading, everything. Revolut's. How high do you think XLM will go up? Let's have a look at XLM's chart very quickly, and then we'll get into. Well, yeah, XLM could definitely go back to the highs of 2017. I think it could go to $1.93. In the short term, 35 cents, then somewhere around 60 cents. But XLM, I think, can easily go over $1. So that's what I'm. Especially that's if we get the bull market. XRP goes to all-time highs and beyond. I could see XLM catching up, going to 77 cents. 91 cents and possibly up to past $1. But even in the short term, a 34 cents XLM could be very easy. So, Martyn's got the link for his show. Let's click that. Let's get ready for that. I think you'll be going a little bit early. Yes, it would be. Yeah, he'll be going to cover it. So we'll be going to that in about 10 minutes time. We'll have to be very much on time. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Yes. AXL is the newest one, and I'm getting a bag of going to be a good one. AXL, never AXL, AXL, AXL. What's it called? Axler. Interesting. It's on Coinbase. It's near all-time lows. Should I join you on that one? Is it on Revolut? AXL. I don't even know what it is. It's just altcoin season could be coming towards the end of this year, so you don't want to miss out on any of these. AXL USD. AXL. No, it's too small market cap. That'll have to be a Coinbase job. Yeah, it's under a billion, 500 million. It's a decentralized network that connects blockchain ecosystem. Okay, let's get ready for the big story. PPI. Okay, let's start getting ready for this, because what's the point of buying altcoins if PPI is going to be bad? Let's put the music on. I want everyone to hit the like button. I'll give you my final opinions about PPI. We'll go through the market again one last time, and it can be a massive day. If PPI comes in much lower than expected, we can see all-time highs on Bitcoin today. So let's not underestimate how important PPI is. Let's get ready for PPI. I don't like the fact that that's... There we go. Oh, it's too low. Okay, let's get ready. So what I'm going to do, we're going to put the music on, we're going to hype up the chat, we're going to get everyone liking the chat, we're going to get everyone's predictions, lower or higher than expected, or flat. Tell me what your predictions are for PPI. I want, when the music's going, if you've already liked it, I want everyone to start telling me, what do you think PPI is going to be, lower or higher? If it's lower, obviously that's better for markets. If it's higher, then we'll just get a sell-off, or flat. And once you've hit the like button, do the like button like that as well. Let's get the music on. Let's do 1 minute on the clock. Let's get everyone hitting the like button. Higher, lower, flat.
Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Hit the like button.
You've hit your fury and kept it in, but it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn.
Let's get 100 likes. Flat, flat, higher. Everyone hit the like button. What's PPI going to be, lower, higher, or flat? Lower would be great for the markets. Come on, guys.
Donated 20 Norwegian kroner through a super chat. Phoenix emoji. Phoenix emoji. Phoenix emoji. Phoenix emoji. Phoenix emoji.
Low. Thank you, everyone, for participating in that. Everyone's bullish. I mean, would it be right for us investors not to be bullish with it? We need to always remember it could very easily be bearish. It could be higher. However, we're investors. We want a breakout. We want it to go up. So let's be optimistic and hope for a lower than expected PPI. Most likely, it's probably going to be flat. What the market's priced in, but lower would be great. I think everyone said lower. I didn't see one higher in there. I saw a few flats, but no higher. So lower from past PPI. No, lower than expectation. Expectations 3.1%, which would be lower than last time round. Here is what we're looking at. Oh, no, not the thunder. Hopefully it's not thunder in the market. I apologise. Hopefully PPI is not thunderous. They were looking at the consensus is at 3.1%. Last time it was 3.3%, so yes, it would still be lower than last time, but we want it to be lower than consensus. We want it to be not 3.2%, not 3.3%, not really 3.1%. 3.1% would be fine. 3% would be great. 2.9, 2.8, that would be big. That would be good. I mean, last time we got 0.3% less, so it can easily be 2.8 this time as well. That would be what we would be looking for. That's year on year. That's looking at on year on year. We'll be also looking at on month on month. I think Bloomberg will be ready for that.
stupid bureaucracy. We haven't done budgets in years. So we shouldn't assume it's forever. I don't think we'll still be preeminent.
JP Morgan, more trading volume than ever, apparently. So there we go. We're going to get ready to send you over to Martyn. Martyn will have the CPI data before anyone else. Sorry, not the CPI, the PPI data. PPI is actually more important than CPI. I think that's what the Fed like to look at. That'll be happening in just under 4 minutes. So last look at the markets. Nasdaq is down 0.4%. Get ready for volatility to come into the markets. We are selling off slightly again. We're down 0.4% on the S&P 500. If we get a breakout today, we could go past this final level of resistance. Remember, this is the 786, lining up with basically the parallel trend we want to get back above, and then we can very easily see all-time highs. So S&P 500 and its last level of resistance. Nasdaq was actually above the resistance yesterday. So if we have another look at Nasdaq, let me show you Nasdaq. There we go. Down 0.6% today, but the level of resistance is actually still well above it. So that Nasdaq is still looking fine. On the tech side of things, Bitcoin dominance heading up. Remember, altcoins are down more than Bitcoin. That's why that they're down, but Bitcoin trying to recover. Remember, Bitcoin is on the verge of all-time highs. We are on breakout watch on Bitcoin. We're getting good news in the crypto scene every single day. Coinbase joining the S&P 500, one of the best bits of news we've got recently. The SEC roundtable was very, very bullish. And we've got here the Bitwise CIO saying our prediction. Let me play it for you.
Yeah, our prediction is that Bitcoin's going to get over $200,000 by the end of the year. What's happening right now is you have a huge amount of good news in Bitcoin. You have a US strategic reserve where the government now owns Bitcoin. You have improvements on the regulatory front. You have institutional adoption. You may be wondering, why aren't prices higher? The reason is we've had a bunch of economic uncertainty that's caused not just Bitcoin, but all risky assets to fall. Stocks are down substantially. So the market has dipped. But I think over time, as that economic volatility subsides, you're going to see all that good news catch up to Bitcoin, and it's going to propel it to new all-time highs and indeed above $200,000 for the year. Yeah, our prediction is that Bitcoin's going to get over $200,000 by the end of the year.
There we go. Who will know better than the exchanges themselves? CIO at Bitwise saying over 200,000 by the end of the year. That is more bullish than I'm expected, but certainly very easily possible. We've got Brian Armstrong here saying, or retweeting, quoting a tweet. Coinbase didn't just join as the 500th biggest company in the S&P 500. It actually joined, and it's ranking at 157. And we're just getting started. That can reach the top 100 very easily. So Coinbase joining as the 157th company, not the 500th company on the S&P 500. That can very easily go up. So a lot of bullish news. Big prediction from Bitwise there. 200,000 by the end of the year. So it can all get started with today. So 1 minute away from PPI. Today could be the day where we break out of all-time highs. Let's see how PPI is. We know what we're expecting. We know what we'd like to see. Bitcoin heading to all-time highs today is a real possibility if PPI comes in lower than expected. We are only moments away from PPI data coming in. XRP could very easily follow. It's down on the day so far, down 3%, but it won't take much for it to head back above $2.50 and $2.62. We've seen it happen before. We'll see it happen again. What we're going to do is we're going to send you straight to Martyn. So if you're here, Martyn's going to cover the PPI news in about 15 seconds. So there you go. The link is pinned. Click that link. If you're not patient, please just click that link, or the stream will automatically take you there. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, I'll be back at the same time tomorrow. I'll be back if we're at all-time highs. There's the link. We're sending you to PPI right now. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.